Hey, do not. Look, I pronounced your name right this time.
Yeah, you said my name right. Oh, the blessings in the sky.
When it comes to having a dream career, it's always good to have some backup career plans in case your first choice doesn't work out. You don't have to stray too far away from what you love doing. You can always get into a career that's similar to it. For example, I'm studying animation because I always loved creating stories and my own characters. I'm still learning and finding my style, but so far, I'm loving it. There's something special about bringing characters to life that nothing else compares to. That being said, if I'm not able to do animation for a living, I'm going to become an author. Instead of making animated series, I'll just make book series.
Oh, an Arthur, huh? How convenient. Definitely a great plan B for you, Ben.
People might say that books are a dying art, and they're full of crap. Books have been around since medieval times, and they've only gotten more popular since then. They're not going anywhere. Books might be a different medium from animation, but it still involves creating characters and stories and entertaining people. Because nothing warms my heart more than telling people how much I've made them laugh and how much I've brought them up in sad times.
Having a plan B is very important, since our number one dream careers may not come true based on how horrible our economy is. If our dream jobs don't come true, we will have to move on to plan B, something else you love and desire. It's okay if you don't have a plan B in high school because there is always college, where you figure out your plan B if plan A doesn't work out. Here are some examples. Ashley Tisdale had a show called Clipped that was on TBS. Her character in the show dreamed of being a singer, but that backfired, so she ended up doing hair at a barbershop. Although I heard that there was one episode where she does sing. Remember when Ben said in his Modern Music Rant Part 2, he was saying it's quite possible he may not be an animator because some untalented people may get in the way, especially since the economy today sucks along with the government? The government knows they have the cure for cancer. They're just being selfish about it. When it comes to animation, people have to work their butts when trying to outbeat others getting a job in animation. There are many talented drawers who may outnumber you when you don't get the opportunity to become an animator, and it can happen in other work fields. My mom has told me I need a plan B because I may not be a cartoonist. Hearing that is just sad, really. So my backup plan is being a motivational speaker. Lately I've been thinking maybe I'll go straight into motivational speaking once I'm done getting my liberal arts degree at Oakland Community College, since it costs a lot of money to get into universities. I'm tired of certain things costing a lot of moolah, because if I have to pay $425 to go to the Art Institute, then that means I'm going to have to work more hours at my current job, Caravan Night. Or maybe I could just leave the job and just do motivational speaking as a full-time job and still attend the Art Institute. I really don't want to have to work more hours just pulling trash going full-time. I mean, I have no problem with the trash pulling, but I know for a fact when I work on Fridays and I'm doing trash pull, at the end of the day, I'm tired. I'm on my feet all day. Throwing away all that disgusting trash is just too much. Or maybe I can just get a full-time job motivational speaking and just still go to work on Fridays. I don't know. But it's just there's just so much to think about.
People are ridiculing adults for living with their parents nowadays, and it's getting annoying. Folks, this isn't the baby boomer generation anymore, when you could go to college without taking out student loans and jobs were all over the place. It's getting harder for college graduates to find jobs after school, not to mention the fact that there are college students that are now $100,000 in debt. They're in no shape to be trying to move away from their folks and get their own house, own car, own appliances, own utilities. It's unheard of. So, even if a recent graduate finds a job after college, they still need a place to stay to earn money in order to save up to pay the dang loans off. And hey, you can't pay off $100,000 overnight. It takes months, years even. So, if you've known an adult who's still living with their parents, lay off. Just because you're a special case where you're not stuck in that situation doesn't mean it works for everybody else. Until the higher education system is fixed to where it doesn't force students into a position where they're suckered into taking out loans that they need to work themselves to death in order to pay off, and they can't file for bankruptcy if they can't afford them, then I don't mind that some adults still need to live with their folks. Heck, I have some friends from my college who graduated who are still living with their folks, and if it's one thing they're not, it's losers.
For those who think adults are losers for still living with their parents, it's messed up. Like, don't do that. Don't you think they want their independence already? Of course they do. There are certain reasons why most adults are still living with their parents, but it doesn't mean it's their fault. Look, it's great that you have your own place and you have your own car and la-di-da-di-da and you have your own social life and all. But just remember, everybody's not as blessed, financially stable as you are. You know, it takes time to be financially stable and to have enough money for them to have their own place and get a car, etc., etc. So we all need to remember that. Instead of making fun of them saying they are losers, how about just being nice to them, being there for them, and understand? Can we not do that? Of course we can. This reminds me of an episode from Seinfeld. This is George talking about it could be a cool thing living with your parents. Then Jerry responds talking about then maybe baldness will catch on. Then there was the opposite episode where George pretty much did the opposite. He ordered opposite food and there was a blonde woman who noticed him. And Elaine encouraged him to go talk to her. George responds by saying, Elaine, bald men who have no jobs, no money, still live with their parents, do not approach strange women. But George took Jerry's advice and did the opposite. So he went over there. The woman pretty much looked over because she noticed that he ordered the same thing that she ordered. That's when George introduced himself to her. He says, my name is George. I'm unemployed and I still live with my parents. And then she says, I'm Victoria. Hi. It worked. And I like how George turns his head and is like, what the hell? The crap actually worked. So I'm sure most of us can feel George's pain.
Great to collab with you, Do Not.
It was great collaborating with you, Ben.
Let me know when you want to do another one.
You know it.